Hey everybody, welcome to Hills and Gills. Chuck here with you today, and we've been tying up some more crappie jigs right here. So today we're tying up the pink phantom. Pink and black is an awesome color when you're out there chasing those slabs. And I hope you enjoy this video. We'll be going over everything that you need, how I paint up these jig heads and all that good stuff. So let's get her tied up. Okay, let's get ready to get started here. This is one of our jig heads that we poured. This is a #1 sickle hook on an 1/8 ounce jig head. And the eyes, I picked those up off of Temu. All you got to do is go to Temu, search 3D fishing eyes or artificial fishing eyes. They come in a little pack, and they're awesome, and they're really cheap, and they look good as well. And what I done with the color, and if you're interested in that, I went with this LA color. This is what you call quick color. It's about $2 a bottle, and it just takes one coat when dealing with lead jig heads. Then I added a coat of pink. And then to get this breakup right here, I absolutely love this. I went with some LA color black crackle. And all you got to do is just paint that on our black, and it will just separate. It'll just crack, and showing that pink undercoat under it or any other color that you're using. Amazing fingernail polish to give it a nice, awesome look. I absolutely love that. And then, of course, I put the eyes on after that, and I hit it with good old UV-RESIN. And this is from Hobby Lobby. It's the hard type, and it's $12 for 4 ounces of it, and it will go a long ways. Just brush it on there, hit it with a UV light, and you got it. Now the thread that we're going to be using a black today, and this is by Do It or Dansville's. It is a A, and I usually use this in red and black on all my jig heads, from small ones up to even big smallmouth jigs, and I've never had a problem out of it. Great stuff, and at a great price as well. Now the first thing that we're going to be adding today, we're going to be adding some pink, and we're going to be adding some black Hackle. And what I usually do, whatever the tail section is going to be, which today I think we're going to go with the black. I just go right in. If you're new to working with Hackle, you just take your scissors, you just go in about 1 inch down, push down on those feathers, and just clip it. That will be the tail section right here. If I can pick it up, this will be the tail section that will start our Hackle tie right here. And then you see how I V it out there. You'll just go down through there, clipping V's off all the way down. I like doing about 4 to 6 in each color, putting on an 1/8 ounce with a #1 jig hook. So I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to go ahead and get all this bead out, and we'll get tying this jig up. Now that we got our Hackle ready, we're going to go ahead and put the tail section on first. This is the first thing we do. I usually just brush it down, and I'll lay it about where the tip of the, about right where the tip of the hook starts. That's where I'll bring it up to start, and I'll lay it kind of on the side, because Hackle feather tends to roll, and usually when I lay it on the side of the shank, it'll set right up and be perfect down at it. It'll roll right up there straight, and I don't have to fight with it. So that's a decent method I got to keep that Hackle feather from like rolling around on the shank of the hook. It can be aggravating. Now the next thing we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start out with a pink. This is the V's I was talking about, and we're going to lay it right on the side. Give it 3 or 4, 5 nice turns to get it started there. And we're going to add a black one, and we're going to work our way up this jig, putting this Hackle in right here. And we're going to take a pink one now, and we're going to lay right across that black one. You want to stagger them on each side. You don't want to go pink, pink on one side and black on the other. You kind of want to stagger them off. That gives it a really nice look on it right there. And then we're going to put a pink one right on top. Just like so. I'm going to go right under, right down the bottom of the shank of the hook. Push them up against the shank. And then we're going to add a black one right on the bottom. And a pink one on the side over here. And then we're going to add one more black one on the other side. Hardest part of this tie is picking up the hackle feather off the table. Then we're going to put some nice tight wraps locking all that in. There we go. We got the back part of this jig done now. I'm going to run my thread down. I'm going to build that collar up a little bit. Just working right down that shank, right back up onto the hackle, and then right back down to the back of the jig head. If you don't have UV resin, I suggest you take a little crazy glue, put right on that thread, right around that back collar that you build up there, and then hit it with a UV light or crazy glue like I was saying, and lock that in. Next, we're going to be adding some crystal flashing. If you're just getting into jig tying, get over on Amazon. You can get it up to like 30 packs. That's where I get mine at a super reasonable price and in multiple colors. Now I'm going to be adding 4 strands of this crystal flashing to it just to give it a little flash to this jig here. Make sure all of it's even down through there. That's one thing. I'm going to cut it here. There we go. Sometimes when you cut it, it's kind of uneven and stuff, so I'm going to lay it right on the side of that collar. I want it to go right back to where the feathers ends. And just lay it right on the side. Give him a couple nice tight turns there, locking him in. There we go. Sometimes you have to work with it a little, but that is no big deal. Then I'm going to just go ahead and cut this right here, right up next to the collar. Making sure it's all even. And then I'm going to just split my vise over. And some people just goes over the collar with the excess and put on it. I just like going ahead and doing it this way. I get a more of an even, straighter tie when I do it. But each is their own. However you feel fit that you want to do it, a work. And then we're going to go ahead and get this excess cut off here. There we go. We got one standing up there, but we're going to lock all this down. There we go. And last but not least, we are going to add some chenille. This is a 1/4 inch. This is super soft like yarn, and I get it from Lady Flytyer. Go check her out over on eBay. She's got a store there. She sells feathers, eyes, everything in the world. Go check it out. This is what we're going to be using right here today. Black with a little pinkish purple in it. It'll just set that jig off right there. And it doesn't take much. I'm going to cut about 5 or 6 inches of it. And then we're just going to go ahead, remove some of it, exposing that thread right there where we can lock into it good. Give him a couple wraps here, tying him down. Then I'm just going to go around it a couple times with my thread, seat him in behind that collar good. There we go. And then we're just going to go ahead and start wrapping him up. And we want to wrap all the way down to where that back collar that we just got done, where head ends and the hackle starts. So we'll just squeeze him in there, and we'll work our way right back up toward the back of the jig head. Absolutely love working with this. They got colors that looks just like crawfish. That is great over there as well. Multiple colors in this type of chenille here. And we're just going looping around it, locking it in good, hitting that collar a couple times, building it up, and then just one more route should do it. Now we're just going to go ahead and remove this excess right here. There we go. Now we're just going to go and get this collar built up nice and tight. And then we're just going to whip finish it. And on crappie jigs, my rule of thumbs on crappie jigs is 5 turns with a whip finisher. There we go. Get some of that we cut off there. Get that away. And then we're going to hit it with some UV-RESIN. I like pulling that chenille back a little, where I can get that UV-RESIN down in there, around that collar good, and get the old UV light out. Pink Phantom, a super nice little jig. You need to try it out for yourself. I think you won't be disappointed when you're out there crappie fishing with it. And it looks great in the water as well. Don't forget to go over to Lady Flytyer over on eBay and check out all of her jig and fly tying material over there. Great price over there. I buy a lot of stuff like I was saying. If you like the video, guys, I hope you give us a thumbs up. Hope you subscribe to our channel. Come over to our Facebook and join us at our group over there. And I hope you check this video out if you haven't seen it. Or if this one comes out first, whichever one, vice versa. A couple nice little crappie jigs that we're tying up for the year coming up. And we will see you back right here in the next one. Have a great day.